Today's video is going to be a book haul, my February book haul. So let's get started because there's a lot. Most of the books I ended up getting from the book outlet. One book I bought from Book Depository and a couple I bought from Amazon. I don't have a problem, okay? I can stop buying books whenever I feel like it. I just don't feel like it. The only book that I bought from the Book Depository is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. The first person I ever heard talk about this series was Eugenia from Bookgenia. I will leave her channel link down below. This is her favorite series of all time, and I was really tempted to buy the book, but the US covers for this series are not pretty. That was the thing that stopped me from getting this book for so long. And then I saw that a whole bunch of booktubers started reading this as well, and I noticed that they had this cover, and that's kind of when it hit me. I should probably get it on the Book Depository. I looked, I checked, and it was available on the Book Depository, so I got my hands on this beautiful, beautiful cover. I've heard amazing, amazing things about this series. It's like this epic high fantasy story where people in this world consume metals to get different powers. I don't know, it sounds really intriguing, and like I said, a whole bunch of people have been raving about this, especially Eugenia. She just absolutely loves it, so I wanted to give it a shot. So this one's actually going to be on my TBR for the month. So these are the things that I bought from Amazon. First off is, I'm excited about this one. I want to buy a new bookshelf. I haven't had time to go to IKEA to buy a new bookshelf, but when I do, I am going to be so happy because I will be able to display these book covers because I just love, especially this one. I love it so much. It is The Assassin's Blade by Sara J. Maas. This is a collection of the Throne of Glass novellas. I love the cover. This cover is so beautiful. She looks so badass, and then the blue and the colors, and I absolutely love it, and I finally got my hands on it, and I want to display my baby on my bookshelf. The next book that kind of goes along with that is Heir by Sara J. Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. The covers for these books are just so nice, and they feel so soft and satiny. Oh, how cool! And then finally, guys, this I'm so excited about. I finally have my own copy of Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Raasch. This book is so beautiful, and I'm so happy to finally have my own copy. I know I have a hard time shutting up about this book, but it really, really is really great, so I really do recommend that you guys read this. It's just so good, guys! It's so good! Now for the pre-orders. The first book that I pre-ordered was Red Queen. You can't really see it. Okay, there you go. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I am so excited about this book. I still haven't read it because I'm trying to finish the books that I already started. I'm not really going to be giving you a synopsis for these pre-orders because I did talk about them in my 2005 I did talk about them in my 2015 releases video, which I will link right here if you guys want to go check it out. I turned really yellow. The sun just came out all of a sudden. The last book I pre-ordered is The Senator's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. Like I said, I've heard nothing but great things about this book. It's a lot shorter than I expected it would be. This is another book that I talked about in my 2015 anticipated releases video. I'll link it down below for you guys to check it out. So that is it for the Amazon/Book Depository purchases that I made. Now it's time for the book outlet. So the first book that I bought is The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to give you guys synopses for all of these books because there are a lot of them, and I don't want to make the video really, really super long. But this one is basically about a girl who goes on this journey to find out the truth about her father and these kind of wicked experiments that he has been doing, and whether he has been doing these experiments or not. Okay, next up, it is Luck's Consequences by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the bind up of the third and fourth book in the Lux series. This month I finished the second book in the Lux series, so I figured I might as well get the other books so that I could continue on. I love this series. It's a really good series. I'm obviously not going to give you guys a synopsis of this one because I don't want to be spoiled on what happens with the third and fourth book since I haven't read them yet. It's really shiny and really pretty, and I like it, and I did err. I'm not reading the synopses. Next up is another book that I resisted getting for a really long time until I saw on the book outlet because I have no self-control, let's face it. It is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I've heard amazing things about this book here on BookTube. So many people have love this book because there is a really huge plot twist in it. That's honestly the main reason why I wanted to get this book. It is about a girl who is set to marry a prince, and I think it's like the evening before her wedding. She just decides to run away. She's not gonna marry this prince, so she goes away to this quiet little village, I believe, to live her life, and then all of a sudden two guys show up. One of them is the prince she was set to marry, and one of them is an assassin sent to kill her. You're not sure who is the prince, who is the assassin, so that's kind of the huge plot twist in this, and you're just trying to figure everything out as you're reading along, and that sounds like so much fun, and I was really intrigued, so I'm hoping to read this month. Next up is a lighter contemporary. It is Since You've Been Gone. I've never read a Morgan Matson book, but this is one that I've heard really great things about. It's about a girl whose friend kind of disappears one day out of nowhere, and she leaves her this list of things that she wants her to do, and you can see the list right here on the back. I know Kate from Bookstagram is currently reading this, and I think she's been really liking it so far, so I'm really intrigued. Oh, and I didn't notice this. Look at the dust jacket! It has a picture on the inside. That's so pretty! Next up is another book with a beautiful design. It is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. It's actually on my yearly reading goals to read a Patrick Ness book because I've never read a Patrick Ness book. This book I saw in the book alley and I knew I had to get it, and I'm so glad I got it because this book is so pretty. First off, the actual design of the cover is beautiful, but then when you open it, the end pages are beautiful. The book without the cover is beautiful, and then inside there are actual illustrations accompanying different pages. It's just such a pretty book, and I cannot wait to read this. Next book was kind of an impulse buy because I did hear very mixed reviews, but I decided to pick it up because one, the cover is beautiful. You guys know I'm a sucker for covers, but also because the actual blurb of the story just made it sound really interesting, and I really wanted to give it a chance. The book is The Winter's Curse by Mary Rutkoski. Even though I have heard mixed reviews, I really wanted to read this and give it a chance and see how I felt about it. Next up is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I've heard, again, nothing but great things about this book. The only thing that pisses me off is that you can tell they took off a sticker right here, so I might have to get like some alcohol and try to rub that off. This book, again, guys, the design, so pretty, and I love it, and I can't wait to read this. I don't really have much to say about this because it's been so long since I've wanted this book. I actually don't remember the blurb. Next up is another adorable contemporary. I've been trying to get more into contemporaries. I don't feel like I read enough contemporaries. It's To All the Boys I Left Before by Jenny Han. I don't really have much to say about this one other than I saw it on the book alley. I've heard really amazing things about it, and I decided to get it. So yeah. Next up is Half Bad by Sally Green. So the main protagonist in this book is actually the son of the most violent, awful witch known in existence. He is half bad, as the title implies, and he's kind of struggling to not only survive in this world where basically everybody wants to kill him because of his dad, also kind of come into his own and form his own powers. I haven't really heard many people talk about this, so I really want to read it and see if I end up liking it. Next up is another contemporary. It is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This book, along with Since You've Been Gone, I feel like are very beloved summery type of reads. I am dying to read this over the summer. And then last but not least, I have the special collector's edition of The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So I've wanted my own copy for a while now since I read it, but I haven't actually purchased it, and when I saw it on the book outlet, this was the thing that pulled me down the rabbit hole, and I had to have this book, so I ended up buying all the other books. I'm just happy I finally have my own copy, and this is the special collector's edition. It's really shiny and pretty, and I like it. I lied, that wasn't the last book. This is the last book. It is You're in My Secret by Morinaga. This is a manga. It was only like $1, and I've wanted to read this for a while. I've seen it online a couple of times, but I just never read it. So those were all the books that I bought this February. I am trying really hard not to buy any more books. I have to read 5 books before I buy one more book, with the exception of pre-orders. Pre-orders are excused, but for now I think I am good when it comes to books. I really need to stop buying books. I'm gonna start going to the library more often. That is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye guys! So today I'm going to share with you guys all of the books that I read this past February, as well as the one and only book I read in January.